Hey y'all. Hey. I'm back for Well Women Wednesday on a Wednesday today. Yes. If you were here yesterday when I just showed up in here announcing Well Women Wednesday on a Tuesday, and we quickly got to a place where we decided it's been a long week as of Tuesday. And so today I'm here for real for Well Women Wednesday because I'm usually here for Wednesdays. Yesterday was clearly I just needed to come on. It was a fluke. I was so sure it was Wednesday yesterday. I'm like, happy Well Women Wednesday, y'all. Loud and wrong. Thought my guest didn't show up and everything. So I'm just going to charge it to the game. It was a long week as of Tuesday. But also we had a really good conversation. We ended up talking about, what does this soft life mean for entrepreneurs? What does it mean for us to have a soft life when, this lifestyle requires a lot of us? And it ended up being a really good conversation. People were messaging, sending ways in which they give themselves that softness while still, being in the grind, so to speak, and how they pull back. So we talked about a couple of things that I'll share out again today because it was such a good conversation before we kick off for real Well Women Wednesday today. So I talked about how I really need my morning routine, and that when I don't practice it, I feel it. I feel it in every way, in my productivity and my focus and my motivation, and that my morning routine feels like a lot to me sometimes. And so I try to skip over it, but that I actually need it. And so for me, it's a combination of prayer, journaling, meditation. My meditation takes different forms, but it's a combination of those things. It is also working out. Like I can't skip out on my workouts. I have to work out. It is imperative that I do so. And so while I might not need to do it every day, I need to do it most days. Other people talked about a day off during the week every month. That is like their day. It's a sacred day. They don't do anything for anybody but themselves. Other people talked about things they listen to in the morning that kind of get their mind settled. We ended up listening to one of the things that somebody shared. She listens to Ella Fitzgerald, Isn't This a Lovely Day? And there was another song, Tea for Two. And we listened to part of Isn't This a Lovely Day? Just like we just let it flow, and it was good. So I am excited that I went on and, stayed the course, even though I was loud and wrong. Happy Well Women Wednesday yesterday. So today is officially Wednesday. Happy Well Women Wednesday. I see my guest for today in the chat or in the list of people here. So I'm excited to get to talk to her. She is a part of our early entrepreneur growth program currently. So we'll talk a little about that. We'll talk a little about her business. And because currently in the Well, we are focused on marketing and branding. This is our marketing and branding quarter of the year. Each quarter we change our topic area. So because that is our focus right now, she and I will talk a little bit about where she is on that journey. We're just going to have some fun. But before I invite her in, I'll introduce myself because I just jumped in. But I am Nakia Drummond. I am founder of The Well and founder CEO of NLD Strategic. That's my other brand. And The Well is a membership network for Black women business owners. We are a space for Black women to collaborate, to grow in confidence, to have and find community. Community is so important. None of us are self-made, self-built, or held together by self, right? It requires that we are in community. And every person, people, all beings need community. And so The Well is a place where Black women get nurtured as we grow our businesses, as we evolve as business owners, as women, and as our businesses evolve. And we change our minds about things, or we find new ways forward. It's a place where we get to practice imperfection, where we get to land safely and be supported. And everybody, just as everybody needs community, every person also needs to be able to be imperfect and to test things and to practice. And so that is why the Women Entrepreneur Leadership Lab is a lab. It is a space for Black women, not to have all the answers and everything figured out, but to test and experiment and play in their businesses in a way that feels supportive and refreshing and rejuvenating and all of those things. And so we are here providing resources, providing support, providing technical support, but also social, emotional, mental, all the things that help us feel whole. And then we're also, where we can, providing capital or pointing our members in the direction of capital, because we definitely need that to grow our businesses. And lastly, we're celebrating one another. We are celebrating the journey we're on as we go through different stages in our business, but we're also celebrating our wins. We're celebrating when we shift and when we do something that feels right for us. So I'm excited to be here today because I get to talk to one of our early entrepreneurs. Her name is Candace Joyner. She is the founder of Amala Whips, and they are a natural and toxins-free skincare brand. And Candace just joined the Well in July, so this will be while we've had other conversations, this will be our first real deep one about her business. So I am excited to welcome Candace in. So Candace, if you can request to join me, I will let you in here and we will get going. In fact, in case there's some nerves, but certainly go ahead and request if you see how to do that. All right, look at us. We're here. Hey, Candace.
Oh,
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Been doing a lot all day today because I'm going to New York tomorrow, but I got it all done before we got on today. So
Well, that makes one of us because I did not get it all done today. I have a list. I got a little bit through some of it, but a monkey wrench got thrown in my list of things. So I'm glad you got it all done today. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what your brand is, share a little bit of, just why it exists.
my web started during COVID. That's the first year when COVID happened. I stopped working and I just needed something to do. I was used to working a lot, like 50, 60 hours a week. So for me being home with my son, like for the first time, like, and being idle, I just felt antsy and I needed to find something that I was passionate about. And I started using body butters and things on my son's skin when he was young, and to the point where I would start to make it too if I didn't have time to wait to order or ship things, because he started to develop eczema on his arms and his legs when he was like 2 years old. He's now 6. He's about to be 7 in a few weeks. But during COVID, I was like, let me look into more of how I can cure his eczema without always having to make a doctor's appointment and get the medicated ointments. So a friend had told me about neem butter, and I did my own research. And then once I did the research, I was like, oh, let me try to make my own. So I made my own neem butter, and from there, it cleared up his eczema within weeks. Not even weeks, it was like days.
Wow.
Use it,
Wow.
days, his eczema went away. So from there, I just turned it into a whole line of products from there, and I just love to do it. It's something that I naturally I'm attracted to. So I just like to help other people who have the similar issues.
So you said it's what butter?
Neem. So Neem, like
Neem butter.
uh,
Okay.
so like the
Okay.
we specifically call it our extreme neem butter, but
Okay.
it's the plant neem, the butter,
Okay.
the neem oil, and the powder.
So all your products are derived from neem.
Not all of them.
Okay.
So I not all of them. I have so much stuff because I try to have something for a little bit of everyone. But that is where it started, was me healing his eczema, and from there I just started to make almost everything naturally because I just felt as though it just works better. I use almost all of my products for almost everything that I do. Like I only go to the store for a certain amount of things. Like I just feel like it just works better. My hair, my skin, everywhere.
Wow. I had never even heard of it.
I
Had
well,
never.
as I said 2 years ago is when I really heard from a friend who's similar to how I am, like, and they told me about it, and that's when I just made it on my own because I had made butters before. I just never made a neem butter.
Okay.
So I made the neem butter, and then I seen how well it worked, and I was like, "Oh, I can really do this." And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there it turned into what it is now.
So you mentioned you started your business during 2020.
Yes.
So you are, so there were people who made pandemic babies, and then there were people who made pandemic businesses, and so you are a pandemic business maker,
Yeah.
or did you make a pandemic baby as well?
No, just Caleb. That's it. Just
Oh,
him.
okay, just a business, so no pandemic babies. So during the pandemic, or in 2020 alone, 4.4 new businesses were launched. 4.4 million new businesses were launched. So
Yeah.
you are among that class. 4.4 million new businesses. And so when we started the early entrepreneur growth program, we did so because we knew that black women would do what black women do, right? Which is, well, one, we knew that black women would be the first to lose jobs. We knew that. But then we knew that black women would do what black women do, which is figure it out, find a new way, and get creative. And we already knew that black women were the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. And so that number was going to, we were going to, sort of kick it up into high gear, and that there would be women who would need and want community, but also need and want like the support to grow and build their businesses. And that's actually why the early entrepreneur growth program was launched. We didn't have it. We started it June of 2020 or July of 2020.
But I
Yes, yes. So that was our first time around the rodeo with the early entrepreneur growth program, and now you are a part of cohort 5. And so, what in this last, sort of 2 years now that you've been in business, what led you here?
I'm needing, like what you said, needing community, needing the support from other women who understand what I'm going through and what I've been through, and getting a different opinion than my own. So
Mm-hmm.
like for me, I just feel like I was doing so much by myself all the time. Whereas those times where I'm overwhelmed or overthinking, I didn't have, or I don't, like until now, it's like I didn't have anyone to like bounce ideas off of that was similar to me. Um,
Yep.
so I think when the opportunity presented itself, it was like at the perfect time. Honestly, I had recently prayed about it. Like I was just
Hmm.
like, I can't do all of this by myself.
Right.
Like I
Right.
circle of women with me, and I prayed for a group, and then literally like 2 days later another member called me about it, and I was just like, I just felt like it was meant.
Wow. Wow. Shout out to that member. Call her name out. We don't
Yes.
have any hidden figures here. Who introduced you to the well?
Tasha Butler. Tasha Butler.
Tasha Butler. Yes, Tasha was in cohort 4 and is amazing and just such like a powerful voice. So I know you listen to Tasha because Tasha has one of those voices you listen to.
Yeah,
Like when she
work with, like I've done some videos with her and stuff like that. So yeah, So
Yeah, Tasha's amazing. So listen, I'm outside on our patio and I hear thunder. So like if it gets loud, just know I'm safe. I'm good, but I'm outside. So this is like my favorite spot to be. I'm taking in all of the good weather and the vitamin D while I can. Because when winter hits, I might not go outside for 3 months, although I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
that's
So, we are really, I think, in this last couple years, specifically Black women, like I'm going off of what you were sharing about, like doing it yourself. Like I think generationally and traditionally, like a lot of us have wear so many hats, right? There have been, I know I at least was one of those people who had heard, sort of don't depend on people, get it done yourself, all of those things. So this is but I think that we're going into a next phase, right, of like our being, of our existence, and how we want to show up in the world, where we're like, no, I don't want to do all the things myself. I do need other people to step in and lead and take things on. And so I'm going to say that, but then also circle back on, so, this notion of a superwoman, right? Like, I don't think a lot of us want to ascribe to that at this point, that we want to put our capes down and, hashtag soft life it and all of that. But even in that, while we might not want to have to be superheroes all the time and for everyone or even for ourselves, I do believe that every person has a superpower. So what's yours?
it's just for me. It's kind of engulfed in what I'm doing now, being the helper, being the person that people go to. And it's just funny. My niece is in the chat. And she just say, okay, but I guess she would agree, like if someone needs something or if you're sick, or like I'm that person that you call and I just be like, okay, well I got this at the house, come get it, I'll cure you in a way. So it's just like my superpower is just knowing how to, like, what people need, like what they need, what would make them feel better. And that's just
So
something
you
I
weren't at the meetup last week, huh?
no, I think I'm still trying to. I need to just message you every time because I didn't know if that was something I could go to. So that's
Oh yeah. Virtually all of EEGP, you have access to everything the well does. The meetups EEGP you attend virtually. But yes, you could have been there. And I said that because the person who spoke, Quinn Conyers, who was really giving us kind of this formula, or like, yeah, this formula for like your verbal business card, right? How you introduce yourself. Yes, Josie, we are on the same page, because I was about to say Quinn was talking about language that women, Black women especially, use, that is discount language versus luxury language. And one of the words she called out and said, I don't want us to use this word, we use it too much, is help. And so when you were talking, I was listening to you like, you're not the helper, you're the healer. You're a healer. And so Josie ended up saying it before I could get to it. But you are absolutely, from what you're saying, about making people feel good and helping, there we go again. But you spoke to like helping them to like get over whatever thing that they are like dealing with, ailments and such. And you're who people call. You change that language real quick. We talking marketing, we're talking branding, right? Like people, the idea of healer, it comes with a lot more power, right? And that's your work, that's what you're doing. And so I just wanted to call that out to you. And Josie and I touch and agree. I don't listen, we that's how you know it was meant to be said, because I literally was like, I'm healer, not helper. And then she said it before I even got a chance to. But yeah, what you just described about how you show up and what your superpower is healing. You're a healer, and that's beautiful. We need healers, and that will resonate with so many people. So I hope you take that on with you
yes.
as you show up, on in social media, your websites, wherever, any spaces you show up in, that we all call you healer.
No,
So that's beautiful. So that's your superpower. All right. Well, we're excited about it. So is healing your big why now? Because I know you started this, like, needing and wanting something to do, also healing your own son. And now that you've been able to do that and you turned it into a business, so clearly it was about, beyond your son. Um, what is your big why now?
That is my why. I want to show or give my customers the opportunity to use products that are good for their bodies, and it still achieves the same results. Like I feel like even further, although I'm not a doctor, I do my research, and a lot of the products that we buy in the store have harmful chemicals in it that could cause, even down for women specifically, and make us infertile
Mm,
from those chemicals. So it's just like,
wow.
me doing that type of research, it's like you can achieve a healthy, glowing skin, not using all of the things that are over the counter
Yep.
necessarily, because they are producing mass producing, and they're using all of the chemicals to try to preserve and do
Mm-hmm.
things, and it's harming us.
Mm. Josie, what else we have for her? Educator, researcher, healer. Come on now. We, we have a bunch of things that you can call yourself through this work, because it's funny, a lot of times we will discount a thing that we do because it's something that other people could access or have access to, i.e., researching what's in products. And so we won't want to like stand on that as like something that we are expert in, or why we should command what we command. But the reality is, while people could, they're not they're
Yeah.
just not. Like, they're either not passionate about it, they're too busy to do it, they're too lazy to do it, all the things. They don't realize it's important to do it. But those who do it and call it out and bring it to the forefront in very digestible ways for other people in whatever space, it's worthy of what you command for it, right? So, okay, so Josie gave us herbalist,
I know.
medicinal empowerer. Okay, listen, Josie, you better come on, you wordsmith, you. um, and so my next question is really, we've heard the term also a lot, imposter syndrome, right? And as a newer entrepreneur starting in the pandemic, which is like the weirdest time of all of our lives, right? Like, things just look different. Things were different. There was no blueprint to follow in that particular season, if you will. But even in normal times, the feeling of like, am I enough, or is it okay for me to show up here now, is real. And so I have started pushing against and resisting the term itself, because it puts back on us feelings of inadequacy that are like intentionally that happen to us because spaces are intentionally cultivated to exclude us, right? So anybody is going to feel like an imposter in a space that was designed not for them, that was designed to exclude them or to keep them at bay. That they've just been told, yeah, 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 you can come in, right? Like, of course you feel like an imposter when you go in those spaces, but for the sake of everybody knowing that term, how are you overcoming or pushing through those feelings of not being prepared enough, not belonging, being the newbie on the block? You just joined the Well, which is a community of women some who are new in business, but others who are very established in their businesses. And how do you push past that and show up in your fullness?
Um, for me, honestly, it's a daily thing that I've been actively working on.
Mm,
That if I'm having a day where I'm in my thoughts a lot about like what I could be doing and I'm not doing it because of the word, imposter syndrome, feeling like I'm gonna be judged or people are not gonna accept me and things like that. If it's just writing down all of my thoughts to get them out of my head, like, that might be what I do that day. If that means that I'll do yoga or just go for a walk, like, because I feel like even like the pandemic just highlighted a lot of like feelings of like anxiety and things that I feel like I've always had, but I was always on the go that I never paid attention to it. So I think starting the business and having time to myself and really getting to know myself and really focusing on like, okay, what do I want to change about my life, and telling myself that I have the ability to change those things has been what keeps me going even on the months or the weeks where I'm just feeling like I don't know what I'm
Yep.
doing. I'm just gonna keep going. And
Yep.
I just feel like that's really what it is. Being real with about my emotions and how I feel, and just still pushing through that.
Yeah, for sure. And so a follow up on that is that, it's intimidating to like join groups and like organizations, like knowing that others are like further along than you, or, have been in it long, all of those things. So like, how did you convince your ego? Because that's really ego, right? Like, how did you convince your ego to like sit down, be quiet, get in line, get with the program?
Keep telling myself that I don't have all the answers, and I need a community to get some of the answers that I need to in order to grow. Like I can't grow my own and by myself. So
Yep.
that's I tell myself like, hey, we're awesome. Yes, we need community.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand that your nerves might be shaking in your boots on your way to the event, about to meet people that you're not used to being around. But hey, we got to push through that. Like, and
Yeah.
that's what I tell myself. Like, look, I feel you. I hear you. I feel what you're feeling. Like I start talking to my brain like it's a person now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I mean, it is a hard thing to do. And I think it doesn't even matter, like, whether you're at the beginning or further along, like, there's always, like, a next level, right? And there's always that, like, do I go into this space, right? Like that feeling of, just kind of being intimidated by it. I know for me, when I first went into, when I was able to do Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program several years ago, I was like, I'm like just at that mark to where I was qualified for the business, or for the program at the time. And being in there and being like, I don't belong here. Like, I mean, some of the people in my group, family businesses 30 years old, businesses tens of millions of dollars, and it felt like overwhelming and like I did not belong there. But like I had to keep telling myself, I'm in the room, so I belong in the room, right? Like I'm in the room, so absolutely I belong here. And it still happens, going into different spaces. I think with every new level, you still, there are people who are further into or on that journey, and it can feel like, or we can make ourselves feel like I shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, thank you. I'm sure that helped somebody. I'm sure that freed somebody for you to, just kind of share like how you have that self-talk, right? Because I have, when I started the well, I had to name my inner self that I was talking to, my perfectionist in me, which is really ego, right? Like I had to name my ego, and I named her Lisa because Lisa's always had it together in my mind. But no, like really have to have conversations with like, what is it that you need to feel safe?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that self-talk, because that's really what it's about. That voice that's like that ego in us is really does want to keep us from being hurt
Yeah.
in
Mm-hmm.
any way. And so how is it that we can convince ourselves that like we're safe, like that it's okay? Especially in a world where we have not been affirmed that most places are safe for
Yeah.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Especially safe for us to not have it all together
Yes, is that
and
true?
be perfect.
I agree. I literally,
Yeah.
my negative thoughts. Her name is Nikki. That's what I call her.
You
my,
call her Nikki?
yeah, that's why it's Nikki.
And that's my like for real nickname. Hold on, let's unpack that a bit. Wait a minute. And if it's a Lisa on here, if you want to unpack why I named my ego Lisa,
I don't.
Tell me why you went with Nikki. I just need to know.
I think I think for me, maybe it might have just been like, like a spinoff of like Nicki Minaj because she got like this other personality that I feel like she shows. And I just feel like that just naturally came to my mind when I thought about like, I'm going to name my ego, my brain. Like, I'm going to name it that
Yeah,
and call it out. Its name
yeah,
acting up.
yeah.
Nikki was just what came to my mind.
Yep, yep. No, I think it's so important that we do name her because our ego is not us.
She said hers is Hokina.
Hawkina. She like, oh no, I'm gonna give her a real aggressive name so she knows she is all the way out of control.
Yeah,
Yes, but I do think it is important that we kind of name it because that's not us, right? It's not our core that makes us say, no, I'm not gonna walk in this room, or no, I'm not gonna be a part of this program or this organization. No, I'm not gonna ask for this help that I need. That is not our true selves. So we might as well name her something else because
yeah,
she is an invader in many ways. So thank you for for sharing that. So one of our pillars is collaboration, and since we're talking, somebody else said Hinjozi. Hers is Hinjozi. Queen of How named her ego Hinjozi. I'm gonna need the story on that one too. Um,
uh-huh.
Um, so let's see. Yeah, she's strong like a hawk and we fight all the time. Yes, yes. See, I knew you had a reason because for naming her that. Our egos can be like very powerful, very strong, and like being able to call her out and separate her from who we are at our core. Some people might say that sounds crazy, but like it helped me a lot to even to launch the well because I sat on this for 2 years because or a year and a half, 2 years, because my ego said people are gonna like say your baby's ugly, like basically that. And so if we can call out, if we can name it, and we can also give her what she needs to feel safe,
Yeah.
then we can move forward. And so there you have it. So, like I said, this quarter is all about marketing, branding. What would you say are 3 words that describe your brand?
Um, nature, um, purity, um, and safe. That's what I can think of.
Safe. Oh, nature, purity, safe. Okay. All right. And how are you like currently, and I know you're newer in business, but how would you say you show up in those ways right now? What would you say your presence looks like if people land on your website today or tomorrow? Or would you say maybe you'll say they don't? Like I'm still getting there.
Yeah, I feel like because of a lot of my like presence in the city is like pop-ups right now, and I do
Okay.
have orders, like people still order from me, and it has been from different states lately too. So I don't know how the word is spreading, but it's spreading, and I'm getting orders in different states, and I'm just like,
All right.
I'm, like, I'll take it. So I do gotta pat myself on the back when that happens because it's like social media wise, it's like I'm showing up, but not regularly enough. Um,
Yep. So, quick question about your orders in different states. And anybody who like, I'm gonna always take a moment to like further to push people along or to like help them along. Help. There we go with that word again. But to push them along, yes. And a pause there. Absolutely, congratulations because we celebrate here. So I got all excited, like, oh, you're getting orders in different states. Let's use that. Let's use that. Because marketing can be expensive, social media can be scary, right? They are things that we all need to do and that we need to grow in our business. Hey, Tasha. Um, but my question is, have you reached out to the people who order from you in different states and asked them how they found you?
no, I haven't, and
Ooh,
now
there's your challenge.
now I can. I did
It's
do that.
just so awesome and important. One, it makes you the person and not just the brand, right? Like people like to buy from people they like. People will feel connected to, like, oh, she thought enough to reach out to me. It feels personal. There's that personal connection. But three, it will give you some information that you need.
Yes.
Like if there's a thing that is happening that is getting to people who are buying from you in different states, you need to be able to double down on that. You need to be able to, invest in that. And so it could be word of mouth from the flea markets or the pop-up shops or whatever, wherever you're selling in person. People might be sending it to their people out of town. Well, you should know who those people are so you can do something nice for them, or have some kind of like loyalty program or something. So when people do share or spread the word, you can reward that behavior because it's helping your business to grow. So there's a little, there's our little marketing piece right there. Yes. And word of mouth about personable business. Yes, it does spread fast. Like it spreads very fast. Do not take that for granted. Don't think they're flukes. Don't think they're just a little thing that's happening. That's a, set that thing on fire.
Yeah, I'm definitely shocked every time. I'm like,
Yep. 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 Don't be shocked and then be inspired to engage with them. Build community with those people, right? Like start to talk to them. Like, what led you here? How do you like the product? If you give us a review, on the site, we'll do this. Like, how are you keeping them plugged? So that's your challenge. Last time we were here, I gave somebody else a challenge. So anybody else on here who has a business where you don't know where customers are coming from, or even if you do, but you just haven't engaged your customers, you're not doing surveys or polls or just asking them for feedback other than reviews, because the reviews are great, but also like it's kind of passive, right? Like you just put it out there and then you got to wait. Take some proactive measure to like find out what's up with your customers. What are they, like why did they find you? Why are they doing business with you? What are they getting from you that's making them come to you? So challenge to everybody here. Be shocked and know that you work for this growth. Yes, exactly. You absolutely have. So I have just two more questions for you. One is, and this is what led to our challenge in the last session on Instagram Live 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I was with Ijama. Ijama, if you're out there, I'm still waiting on your response to this challenge to show up. I mentioned that one of our pillars is collaboration, as you know. And so I want to know who your dream collaboration is with and what would y'all do together. Yes, Amber, Sharice, definitely ask. Don't assume. Go ahead and make some contact with them. It'll do multiple things for your business. So,
yeah,
yep. So, who's your dream collaboration with, and what are y'all doing together?
I I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've had collabs already in this few short late. I've done, but it's been like kind of like out of nowhere. So it's just like I would love to probably do like a subscription box again, because I did that with a company called the Carter Box. Uh,
Okay.
so in there specifically, like they all women owned businesses, indignant. I can't say it.
Indigenous.
Yes, I couldn't say it. Like, but that's who their a lot of their audience is. But
Okay.
products that are in their boxes are coming from women-owned businesses.
Okay.
So I've done that collab with them, and then I did another one with a flower shop here called
Okay.
Greenhouse.
Okay.
Put some things on their shelf. Um, so that was cool. If anything, I would like to find a local store here, someone that has
Okay.
another.
No big one, no like big, oh, if I did this, it would blow it off the roof. I'm talking dream collaboration, honey. Think bigger.
If I can think big, if I got a collab with like Sephora or like Target or something like Sephora probably more so, but like
Okay.
if I got
Okay.
a collab with like a Sephora or Ulta, I think that would be like unreal for me. Like I would
Okay.
it will make me very happy.
Holly caught my caught my think bigger um
The
reference.
me, you gotta say
Shout out to the ladies in here who who are finding humor in all the things in life.
yes.
Yes, Target, Macy's, Walmart, and also, sort of we always think Sephora. There's so I have a really good friend. She's actually going to be your coach for legal.
Oh,
Plug here. She has a store that is all brown, black and brown people curated, made, all that products is made for us, by us, hair, skincare, beauty, cosmetics, all the whole nine in DC. And she's like the anti Sephora, right? Like she's one of those people who went to Sephora and didn't find the things that she needed, right? They're getting better now, but they're getting better because they've had to, right? Like, so she was a pioneer in the space of like, this is for us because it's not out there for us. And her store is in DC. It's called Marjani Beauty. So you'll meet her in your legal domain because, again, all of these women coaching you are business owners, right? So she's a lawyer for sure, by trade, but she also owns Marjani Beauty. So plug for Kimberly Smith, our legal coach for for Early Entrepreneur Growth Program. So my last question, any advice that you have for women who are where you were 6 months ago?
to believe in yourself. That's
Mm,
I know we hear it all the time, but now that I'm starting and have been working on doing that and being my own cheerleader, like it's very important with starting your business. Like you have to believe in yourself. Other people can't believe in you if you don't believe in yourself, and it's almost impossible for people to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself too. And that's something
mm-hmm,
that I found out and in finding out. So that would be my understand your vision. Like you helped us do that in like our first session. Like, what's your why? What's your vision? Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to? What do you want to give to the world? And get clear on that, and just keep pushing, even when it's a hard day. Keep pushing because that's the only way you're gonna move forward.
yeah. And I even had a moment just now in the like understanding why, because I think about like mine for my consulting business, which I started 8 years ago or almost 8 years ago. And it's like, I think it's shifted. And like, I need to sit with that, right? Like, there are, sometimes we just keep moving and we don't even realize like a thing has moved too. And so I just had a moment, as I was listening to you. So, in closing, where do we find you? What do you want people to remember about A Mile of Whip so that they go to your site, they go to your page, they order some stuff, they get in that loop, and you get to email them and say, "How did you find us?"
Yes.
What do you want to leave us with? Give us your commercial.
Okay, my commercial is that Amala Whips has an organic skincare and hair care product line. We have anything from skincare products that cater to eczema, dry skin, psoriasis, and then we have hair care products such as a hair treatment and a hair serum that is also naturally made and infused. My son is here; he wants to get on the camera.
Hey, son. My son jumps in the camera all the time. Hey, handsome.
So I would just say if you have any of those conditions, and I also have like a calendula oil that I also use for his eczema and his rashes, and all of our products. I personally think I get a lot of compliments about all of the scents that I choose. They're all relaxing. They smell really good, and you only need to moisturize once a day. That's
Mm.
you do it at night before you go to bed. You won't need to do it again to the next night before you go to
And
bed.
he hasn't been the only one with these great results, right?
No, he's not. I have regular customers who buy it. Like they buy it from me. They come back once it's gone. Like I have my regulars who just love everything about what I make.
All right. So where do we find you?
So you can find me at amalawhips.com. You can find me on Instagram, and on Facebook and on TikTok.
All right. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those platforms. It's Amala Whips at
Yeah,
Amala Whips.
yes, at my lips, yes. And
All right.
I guess
Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. You got a testimonial in here.
yeah,
Tasha said it brought her edges back.
yeah, I guess
Beautifully packaged. We
yeah.
love it. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Yes. And somebody else said they have gifted it too. Listen, you got a whole cheering squad in here. We love it. We love to see it. Thank you so much, Candace. I know lives can be nerve-wracking, Instagram live, but I hope you felt like it was an easy conversation and I enjoyed speaking with you and am excited to see Amala Whips grow, to see you grow, and to be there right next to you in community with you. So thank you so much for being here and for choosing the well.
Yes, thank you, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. All right, ladies, we are wrapping up another Well Women Wednesday. If you have any questions, if you know, have thoughts after this, please DM us. We always respond to those. We love to be in conversation with you. If you don't follow us already, go ahead and follow us. And if you are not a subscriber, go to our link tree in our bio and just complete the subscribe form so that you can get our emails. We send emails out with resources, funding resources, tools to like just for life, tools for business, and just be in community with us. So thank you all for being here and have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see y'all next week.